All right, guys. We've been going over pinning and isolating our partner from this side control position. Now, I just want to warm up with us going back and forth, getting some time reviewing what we covered on Tuesday, which was isolating this near side arm. We can just assume that my partner has just inside wrist position. I have my partner's elbow position here. But now what we're going to be doing is trying to open up this space between my partner's elbow and his rib cage. So my partner will be keeping his elbow on his ribs. I'm going to make some space between his elbow and his ribs by turning his hips away with my hips. I'm going to walk his hips away, bring my near side knee up, over top his bicep, pinning with my knee to the mat. Now I'm keeping his wrist pinned. I can windshield wiper my feet, get comfortable with switching my feet. But I want you guys just getting reps of first, I'm able to bring my near side knee in, or he's staying so tight, his elbow's up on top of his rib that I can't bring this knee in. There's no space even after I walk his hips this way. So I step my left leg up, insert my knee. Again, imagine there's a imaginary line down the center of his body, nose to crotch. I bring my knee up all the way to that center line, over top his nipple, and I'm trying to aim over top his elbow. If I'm too short, I'm going to go under his elbow. That's no good. I go to the center line, up, over top his bicep. Now I can replace with my other knee. So if my hands are connected, I start this action by walking his hips back. I can blade my hips and walk them back. Step my foot up, draw a line. Just getting his arm isolated. Our main priority, again, has been to walk our partner's hips back before we start anything. Even isolating this forearm is going to be really tough if my partner this whole time is trying to get knees and elbows back together. No matter what, if I'm doing a good job pinning his shoulders, I'm isolating. If he still gets this knee and elbow back together position, it's all falling apart. Again, we can transition to camping, circling, walking his hips back, getting back to our top pin, but everything comes from keeping his hips turned away from me. If he's going into wrestling escapes where he's getting underhooks and things like this, this is a little different. This is where I'm trying to keep his head from coming underneath me. I can frame his neck. I can insert my thumb in his armpit, right? I would like to keep walking his hips back. So if I feel like my partner is going to trap my foot or things like this, it's because his knees are turning toward me. So again, I'm not doing anything else until I get his hips turned away from me. Now I can isolate this arm or the forearm. But for this game, we're now going to assume that we did everything correctly and we've isolated my partner's near arm. Now, just for a minute, top and bottom, anytime my partner frees this near side arm, we're going to reset. But I want you guys experimenting, trying to keep it pinned, keep your toes on the mat, your knee on the mat, pinning with your shin, and now either switching legs without losing that arm, and I want you messing around with isolating either this arm, wrist in front, or if this arm is isolated and the issues that you're having. You started with the arm isolated and you're just having way too easy of a time pinning your partner. You can start back with here, try and give them the chance to off balance you and things like this. But again, just a minute, top to bottom, starting with this near side arm isolated. Let's give it a shot. 1, 2, 3. Just want to make sure that even if my foot's flat, I'm actively pressing through the ground with my toes right now. Because if I'm just pressing with my knee and I'm pinning with my shin, Jeff's going to find the space to get his arm out, right? But if I'm pressing with my knee and the top of my foot, now I'm really pinning with my shin. If my partner is staying really tight with this elbow, again, if this is happening where his elbow's inside like this, this is unacceptable. My partner's going to be able to bridge, off balance me, and I'm going to be bumped off and reset. So if this is happening, this is immediately when I'm blading my palm to the sky, recapturing my partner's elbow. So I'm blading my elbow across his belly. Now I'm going to shoot my hand in line with his tricep down to the floor. So he works his elbow inside. This happens. This is unacceptable right away. Blade my hand, drop my elbow to the floor in line with his tricep. Now I've recaptured his elbow. Now I can start working to reach. I'm reaching into his armpit. Again, I'm going to retract my hand, bring my fingers on his bicep, even if he's framing me here. Now I can S-grip, pin his arm to the mat, limiting his range of motion. Now I can pummel my hand or head through that wrist. Does anybody have any questions? Let's give it a shot. 1, 2, 3. Like from here, why is it unacceptable? Yeah, I might have a really good cross face, but he's going to have a really good ability to bridge because he has all that inside position. So again, it's unacceptable for me to accept that. But if as I'm doing this, he does bridge because again, he has that inside position. I have to be aware of this, that when I unlock my hands, immediately, if he goes to bridge, I shoot my hand over. I'm trying to capture his elbow with the pit of my bicep, and I'm blocking his hip, keeping my chest heavy. I can now just circle to north-south. I'd circle back around, side control on the other side, maybe even find an isolation of his arms on the way. Just understanding that if he has that inside position, again, I have to either capture the elbow again, and now I'm limiting his ability to bridge, or he's going to bridge, and I switch to north-south, collapsing his frames. So now what I want you guys doing is working to isolate either arm. If you're able to isolate either arm for this game, we're going to consider that a win. If I'm just focused on getting this near side arm isolated like we did at the beginning, if I'm just focused on working my partner's arm isolated, he's going to bring his elbow so high into his chest. I'm not just putting all my effort into one isolation. I'm walking his hips, trying to find the space. If I don't find the space, I'm pummeling my hand in on the other side. He's going to keep his frames, trying to re-guard. And I'm trying to just find either the far arm isolation. Now it's going to be easier to start working this arm in to isolate, right? So if, like, man, he's just keeping his elbow so tight, focus on pummeling your hand in like we were in the last drill and trying to get your head to the other side of the wrist, right? If you put all your attack in one area, he's going to put all of his defense in one area. So it's going to be very, very tough, especially on really high-level guys. For those that were here on Tuesday, if my partner's so tight that I feel like walking his hips, I can't get my knees in,
I switch my head to the other side of his to act as a crossface. Now my free hand can take a bicep tie.
10, and now I can start to reinsert my crossface and deal with this arm. Any questions? Yeah, I just keep my hands connected. I walk his hips. I'm going to do a little shrug of my shoulder to help push his head. But once I get my head here, now I'm just keeping a nice deep underhook.
I switch my head to the other side of his to act as a crossface. This frees my left hand to base myself or start isolating the near arm.
Cool. 1, 2, 3.